Hello, everyone. Welcome to what will be the second episode of Legends on the Rise. I'm your host, Josh, and today we got a special guest who went to Houston Community College with me, also a music producer, also sound engineer, singer-songwriter in his own right, as well as a rapper, and I think he does some cinematography and photography on the side too. So, does a little bit of everything.
Graphic design,
Graphic
graphic
design.
design. Yeah, photography. That's a little out of my wheelhouse right there. But I
Oh,
do I dabble graphic design. I dabble. But nah, that's hey, you making me sound like I'm really out here. Like
I'm just
yeah,
trying to make sure I have all my bases covered, because I know like as an artist myself, I have to like wear like 15 different hats and stuff like for the scene, to create. So I figured you might be doing the same thing. I don't know.
yeah,
But
absolutely, 100%, 100%. That's the only way to keep the money flowing is if you have more than one hat to wear.
yeah, yeah. So, but that's also one of the good things about this podcast. I wanted to start it to like, interview my friends and like have them directly tell people what it is they do and like how they got started, maybe some of the things they're proud of that they achieve, and maybe some of the setbacks they had. Like, man, like looking back, I should have done this from the beginning, but it worked
Right,
out
right.
somehow. Like, so, um, yeah, why don't you kind of just introduce yourself to everyone? I already introduced you a bit, but kind of just do your own take, tell people what you do, like how you got started, and yeah.
Right. My name is Demo. I go by a couple different names though. Demo is the main one. Started, of course, right here in Houston, east side of Houston, that is. Um, man, I was a band geek growing up. Like I was in the band way like back in elementary school, like with snare drums, and then I moved up from there to like the trombone. Was on the tuba for a little while. Then I did band in college. I was at Texas Southern University.
Mhm.
I made it through one day of band practice and almost died.
Bruh. So
And
do
almost died.
do you have a favorite instrument you used to play in band practice or in band in general?
Man, it had to have been the trombone. It had to have been the trombone. I feel like the trombone is slept on, even though it's kind of like a mid-range, like a kind of like a upper low mid kind of instrument. You know what I'm saying? Like even though it's
Yeah,
like a mid range instrument, you can still convey so much emotion through a
true.
trombone.
Very
So
true.
I felt like it was slept on. But once I learned how to play it, I was like, oh yeah, no, this is dope.
Uh,
Trombone control.
Hey man, look, I'm a band geek too. I started out pretty much the same way. The only difference is I started out on the alto sax, but so
Ah,
yeah.
hey, much respect to people on the alto sax, like, cause that
Yeah.
reed blowing through that reed ain't easy. Like,
Nah, nah. In fact, my band teacher, he told me straight up, he's like, bro, you don't have the right lip timbre for this instrument. Like you can play it, but it's a struggle. Like,
yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy.
have you seen anyone play the baritone sax? Because it's on scale with the trombone in terms of like size, so that takes a lot of air.
We've seen one person play it, and that was at like a live show that I went to. Like, but as far as knowing somebody or seeing somebody play it like
Yeah,
in
like
person or playing it with them, I never
look,
knew anybody brave enough.
look.
Never knew
You,
anybody brave enough.
talk about keeping the reed intact, bro. That whole thing took out all the air out of you, and that reed was destroyed by that first session. Like, bruh, like,
Oh,
man. So you pretty much have some musical experience, background knowledge. Like, you pretty much have done this like since elementary. When did you kind of get into like sound engineering and stuff, like on the music production side of things? When did that happen?
that happened in high school. It was like fall of 2007.
Mhm.
And one of my closest friends, we had actually been friends since around like fifth grade or something like that, like fourth grade, fifth grade. And we were still cool and we still went to school together even in high school. So I went to his house and he had a program on his computer called Cool Edit Pro. And I was like, bro, what is this? And he was like, oh yeah, this is a program you make music with or whatever. And he had like a little Rock Band USB microphone set up on like a little makeshift mic stand, and it was real hustle and flow. He had the coat hanger on it with the stocking cap over it, and he had kind of like twisted it together and wrapped it around the pole and put it in front of the Rock Band USB microphone. It was so junky,
Hey
but
man.
I fell in love with it. Oh my God, I was like, yes, I need this in my life. What program is this? I instantly went home and LimeWired that bad boy that night. And I've been doing audio engineering ever since. I started teaching myself and watching YouTube videos. That was before YouTube University was that big.
Yeah. It's
You know,
it's definitely grown since then. Like
wow, way grown since then. So no, yeah, Cool Edit Pro. I saw one of my homies had Cool Edit Pro, and that was it from there. And then I got a hold of Fruity Loops after that, and
the rest is history.
the rest is history.
Nice, man. My first studio setup actually was similar to that, not with the stocking cap, but like with the okay, so you're probably gonna laugh. I took one of those mesh dress socks, right? And I cut the end off. And you know the Apple earphones that had the little mic on it?
Yeah.
So my setup was the iPad, the Apple earphones, and then I wrapped the sock around the earphone part that you recorded in, and I would use that as my pop
Hey, yo, that is ingenuity right there. Dope. Hey,
Man, we all had
that's
to stop.
ingenuity right there. And that's the story for you. What I wish my little origin story is nowhere near as interesting as that.
Yeah, I
Like,
was just about to ask, what did you use for your pop filter? Is that when you started out? Because
no, that's
that
look,
was
I
mine.
went the old school cliche route. I got a wire coat hanger, bent that bad boy into the shape that I wanted it to be in, hit it with the stocking cap,
Yeah.
bread tie around the bottom of that,
Oh my God, you used the bread tie.
and then bread tie on the bottom of that. You know what I'm saying? Twist it on there a couple times, and then wrap the hanger part around, you know what I'm saying, the mic stand, and then and it was the Rock Band mic stand, so the mic stand could only go up so high.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Um,
mine was pretty cliche.
look,
It was real early 2000s.
look, man. I'm not even gonna fault you. You got to do what you got to do. we were all,
Hey, when
we were
you
all,
inspired, man, you got to do something.
we were all on a budget, man. We had to do what we had to do.
Do what you got to do. Hey, that stuff is too expensive. I'm gonna make do with what I got.
So, in your work-life balance, right? What do you do to like balance your creative work with music and recording and stuff, and then like outside of that?
And that's a forever journey.
Mm.
That's a forever journey. Every day with that is gonna be different as far as like balancing like being creative and then just being present in life outside of like the mind frame of being creative. Because the general understanding that most artists have when they come out is you got to be in album mode. You have to put all of your focus into whatever project that you're working on, and you got to work on it day and night and fall asleep in the studio and all this other crazy stuff. Like, I mean, all I can say is like your process is your process. And I feel like that goes for everybody. Like, because I've talked to so many different people and worked with so many different people in the studio environment and outside the studio environment. I learned that it's no right or wrong way to do it. Like everybody's process is different. So however you find balance in, whatever else you do in life, I would just say just apply that to the music. You kind of, clock in and out of everything else. You it's just working that into whatever your time management process is. Now, whatever improvements need to be made on someone's time management process is a totally different conversation.
True.
But no, like I feel like whatever, like it's just knowing what your personal triggers are, so that way you can flip the switch when you need to. Like whenever I need to relax, I'm like, okay, I worked an hour on this. Let me at least take an hour to, chill or something, or play video games, because my backlog on video games is ridiculous right now.
True, bro.
My backlog on video games is crazy right now. So yeah, just taking whatever you do and applying it with your time management skills, however that works for you. But me personally, to answer the question, like I said, I play video games or indulge in herbal remedies, as you will hear in my music. Whenever we get around to posting it and playing it or whatever. But yeah, and then when it's go time, of course, I have my motivational things I do for that too. Like whether I'm gearing up to like sample a song, or gearing up to like do a verse, or like man, just for the song that we have, like to gear up for that, I was all the way in my feelings. Lights was off, like strobe lights on all over the place. Like, I mean, you probably see something in the background now. Like,
Yeah, I
yeah,
do.
but like I put myself in that mode, in that mind frame for whatever the project calls for. So yeah, everybody's just apply your process, apply you to the music, and stop trying to apply the music to you.
I think I got
That's what
that.
I would tell you.
I didn't think about that for me. I was like, apply you to the music, not the music to you. I was like, I think I got that. I had to think
Right.
about that for me. Because that was some pretty deep stuff right there. I was like, wait. He said to apply me to the music. Okay. Hey guys, sorry for popping in like this. Don't mean to interrupt the episode. Just wanted to promote this book real quick. Chances are you probably have been suffering through mental anxiety, mental health problems, depression, maybe losing your way, and maybe you need a slight shift in your perspective. Hence, a matter of perspective. This book is a 31-day practical journal that you can apply to your daily life for the next month or so that can give you tips and steps to refocus and reshape your thoughts, but also giving you a clear focus and direction for your future, giving you a new matter of perspective. Check it out now today, available on Amazon. All right, back to the show.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I think a lot of people try to like apply where they fit in into music instead of where music fits into them. Like,
Basically, kind of just trying to fit into like a certain box rather
yeah,
than just writing music that they like, essentially, right?
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
There was someone who had an interview. They said the same thing too. I just saw it on Instagram a couple days ago, and I can't remember who. I don't remember if it was like Snoop Dogg or no. You know who it was? It was T-Pain who said that because he
Oh,
was he went off he was going off on a rant, right? And he was talking about how, bro, all of y'all sound the same. I'm tired of it. I was like, bro, chill. It ain't that serious. Like, but
yeah,
he's going off on a rant. He's like, why do all of y'all do that same stuff every time? It's just copy paste, y'all need to start writing what y'all want. Y'all keep trying to follow the industry and the trends. And bro, I'm tired of it. I'm like,
and
I
he
was,
just like, just do something else. Like, just do something else.
I was just sitting there watching it, like, yeah, that
Apply times five, but 2 hours later, do something else. Like
pretty
this,
much.
do
Just
something else.
he just went on a rant, and I was just like, I know you're not talking to me directly, technically, but I feel like you're yelling at me, talking to me about, like, dang man, is it that serious? Like, but I get
Hey,
it though. I get it because a
yeah,
lot of people
it's a
do.
lot of people that feel the same way.
Yeah.
They just want to hear something else, and I think that's where we come in.
Yeah, I've definitely been trying some new stuff recently on this album. I want to meet up, by the way, sometime in the future to work on new music, but also go back to that other song you were talking about that we did because I really want to like
Oh yeah. Oh man,
we
I
gotta.
can't. We're gonna have to do that soon, because I really can't wait for y'all to hear that song. Like, that song is so dope. Oh my gosh, that song is so dope, and it really touched me, man. It really like brought me to tears while I was doing that verse. So that song is kind of special to me. Like I love that song. I can't wait for y'all to hear it. Yeah, we
It's a
we
good
most definitely gonna
song.
have to link up soon
It's a good
for sure.
song. I think we'll probably have to release that like a single because I think I want to put it on the album and then we could do like a joint album thing, kind of like Eminem and Jay did, where they did Renegade and they had Renegade on Jay's album and on Eminem's album.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, absolutely,
Yeah. I think we could do something like that.
absolutely, 100%. Because like I've been really trying to do more like collabing and stuff lately. Like I know a lot of my earlier stuff, like majority of my earlier stuff, don't really have me featuring a whole lot of people.
Yeah.
So that's why
Same.
so
Same
that's why
here.
this
Like,
time around I really wanted to switch it up. That's why I released the project that I released last year.
which
Like
one?
with
Effing
with
partner.
yeah, with a brother of mine, man. Shout out to 911. That's my business partner in my whole music journey. And just like I said, that's like my brother right there. But we did a whole mixtape together and released it around this time last year. Around this time last year. So it's on SoundCloud. I'm pretty sure we're gonna be putting like links and stuff up. So
Yeah. I'll actually add the links at the end of this stream, by the way, too, in the caption so everyone can check it out. But
where
so we kind of talked a bit about like what you do to like relax, like when you're not working on music to like kind of like avoid the burnout. But like, is there anything else you do to like kind of help with the mental stress like of everyday life? Because you're doing the music thing, you're trying to make a living off it, you're trying to make the dream happen, you're just going for it. But like a lot of people, myself included, especially after the pandemic, I remember I was like really in my head about a lot of stuff and I kind of dipped for a minute out the scene. I disappeared. So like
yeah.
what advice could you give someone who's like in a mental like dark place right now, like they're not feeling that, I don't want to say motivation because you kind of address that, and it also
Right.
feels kind of like but like more like the mental mindset to like say, you know what, I'm gonna do this because this is something I want to do. You know, like what's that thing that gets you out of that mental funk?
Man, that's a good question because your degree of mental funk is gonna differ every time too. So that's more of man. That's more of
Got
like
you kind of stumped. Like, damn,
it's,
that's deep. I
yeah,
don't know how to respond.
no, because it's more of like where a person is on their personal journey, like and or like the main focal point is knowing yourself and understanding yourself and being true to yourself or who you are. It most definitely sounds like a cliche answer. The years go by, I learned that it's so true. Like you have to unequivocally, like unapologetically sit in the truest version of yourself. Not even the best version, but the truest version of yourself, of wherever you are, and manage your expectations off of that. I tell people whenever you're in your summer, like don't forget to prepare for your winter
Mm.
whenever you're in your summer. So whenever everything is going good, sun is shining, like everything is flowing, everything is good. You hot out here, you lit. Don't forget to take you a day or take an hour or two or take some time out to prepare for when things get cold and for when you don't have so much to do or when everything ain't flowing the way it's supposed to flow. Like prepare for your winters for sure.
So, like looking ahead, like what are some future goals that you still haven't achieved that you like really want to achieve and you're like so close to achieving them?
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. It's still a lot of venues in the city that I haven't done yet.
Is
Still
it
a
like
lot of venues in
is
the
like a
city.
DJ or a musician or like as an artist or like
As an artist,
mm,
as an artist, I've been floating around a little bit on the musician tip and on DJing and stuff like that. I've been man more consistent in the past year than in a while with that. So, but I'm really gearing up to dive back out there artist wise. So it's still some venues that I haven't checked off yet that where I want to perform.
Gotcha. Any like major ones that have been on your like bucket list for a while? Like one day I'm gonna perform at such and such.
Man, it's gonna be a real Houston answer. It is. I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna be a real Houston answer. But I've been wanting to do the car show ever since I came. Ever since I fathomed the idea that okay, I want to do this music thing. Like I want to do it like as an actual entertainer. You know what I'm saying? Like car show. What Houston artist doesn't want to do the car show? I mean, the car show unfortunately don't hold as much weight as they did back in the day.
Yeah.
You know, like 90s, early 2000s, like that for the 99 and the 2000. Okay, car show was lit. Not so much now, but still want to do it. Car show or Houston Livestock Rodeo Show.
Mm,
Gotta
that
do
would
the
be
rodeo.
that would be like a great place, honestly, venue wise, to be honest. It's a great
Oh,
place.
love to do the rodeo. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. You know, it's gonna be crazy. Like when you like a couple episodes in, and you go back and we look at the second episode, we're like, "Oh man, you remember when we used to do it like that? Like, oh, what? Oh,
That
laundry basket in the background. Oh, what?
I mean, maybe that could be like bloopers. I got like a vlog.
Right,
I got a vlog channel where I do pretty much everything raw and unfiltered, and that's like where I got
right.
all my takeout stuff. So who knows? Maybe that'll be like takeout behind the scenes. I don't know. Like,
Absolutely, I love those.
yeah,
I love those.
because even this interview is gonna get kind of cut down. I want like all the interviews to be around 25-ish to 30 minutes in length, like
Right,
every episode. So,
right,
and I'm gonna definitely get like all the good questions, good answers, like all your dang, that's a good question moments.
right. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Oh, and then we got to do a big one too. I'm not gonna lie, like the even the flyer for it got me hype. I'm on it, and I'm like, yo, like that would be dope though. Like you do all of us one by one, and then we do one like all together.
I mean, I've been working on it. The issue with Jed and then my other friend Snow, because Snow, she's in the UK right now. I don't know if she's like planning to stay there forever or if she's just
Right.
like visiting because she's always wanted to live there. But she's a musician I met at UCD back when I did the summer conservatory there before I went to HCC, before I
Right.
decided to
Right.
go to college. But and
Yeah.
then, Jed, he lives all the way in Japan, but I want to get him on though.
Right.
But that
That's
time,
the time zone difference is crazy. I got a homegirl out in the UK that's like my sister, and she's been around like since the beginning of my journey. Like, oh, she's the one that assisted me with getting one of my songs played on broadcast radio in London.
oh wow.
So shout outs to my sis, like, cause she pulled up for me with that one. Like I was popping out there for a little bit, but
Dude.
but yeah, no, like we can work something out.
Yeah, Jed was actually talking about getting you, me, and him on a pod one of these days.
Yeah,
So, I,
absolutely. It's just that time zone difference is crazy because it's
well,
like 8 hours that way, and then another like 8 hours in Jed's direction, and then the time difference between the two of them, like
yeah.
oh.
Depending how good those 12 episodes do, we're gonna greenlight season two. I'm already greenlighting it in my mind, but
Right, right. No, that's how you have to
like,
work. That's how you have to operate.
yeah,
No, 100%.
real talk. I already got it greenlit for like 16 episodes if season one does good. So 12, just kind of, put your foot in the water.
Right, right. Yeah, no, absolutely.
And
Um,
then,
with whatever episode it is, when you have me and Jed on and like the three of us at the same time, crazy. The thing about this is the best part. If you think about the stuff that people like, this is always the best part. They always go back and look at the journey. Like just mentioning her for the moment right now, but Ari Lennox, like Ari Lennox fans love going back and playing like the old YouTube videos of her like singing in her room and stuff like that. Like that's this
Yeah.
with this for you. Like so when
I
people
mean,
go back and watch this, and then when we on the second season, we was like, man, you remember when we had that Zoom call for the second episode? Like
yeah,
this is a dope journey to be on,
it's gonna
and
be.
and a really dope time to do it too.
Yeah, I think so. There's like a lot happening in the world, but like this, I feel like is one of the few positive things I could put out there, honestly. Like for all the creatives and people who've been thinking about joining like the creative scene, but they don't know where to start, like getting advice from people who are already working towards it. Like,
Oh
so
yeah,
yeah,
absolutely, absolutely. This is the
yeah,
best platform to do that, especially with, all of us being like indie artists and really being like out there and having like the experience, like and then being artists in so many different ways. Like, Jed's artistry and my artistry are two totally different things, but it's so many like connecting strands with like our journeys and how they come together and our different motivators and stuff like that. Like it really helps people like realize like, hey, I'm not the only one to do it this way. I thought I was weird for doing it this way, but come to find out a lot of people do it this way. Yeah, like
yeah.
especially when it comes to this, we all have to fuck around and find out.
You know, got to start somewhere. Everyone doesn't just come out like amazing overnight. And a lot of the time, that's all we see. We just see like the end result. We never see like the progress to it. So,
Man, I have songs where I'm like, man, I barely made it through that one. Oh, beat barely kind of came together the way I wanted it. Vocals wasn't really like as crisp or didn't really like convey the feeling I was trying to convey. And then somebody else would hear it and then be like, "Oh, bro, you slid on that. Or that was no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Well, it wasn't. That's probably the song I did that I liked the least. And then, but everybody else will love it. And that's the nature of our business. That's how it works. It's so free flowing. Like people try to be like analytical with it, and you can be, of course, to a certain degree as far as marketing goes. Analytics help. But as far as like the creative process, man, I've stumbled into so many songs that I like now. Or accidentally hit something by mistake or forgot to cut out a piece of vocal, and I was like, you know what, I might just leave that there.
yeah, happy accidents.
uh, Happy accidents, that's all you can do is just work and work and work until you collect enough happy accidents to put out a project like that. That's how that works.